Hey guys, we're back and we wanted to go deep on a topic that we think everybody experiences at least one time in their lives, which is you get into a relationship with somebody because you see that something in them that you think that you can heal or that you think you can fix. And this doesn't work. It doesn't work, and you end up drowning in the very same way that you're trying to rescue them because you're self-sacrificing yourself.
I mean, for sure, it's safe to say that we've all been there at a certain point in our lives where you meet somebody and you're attracted to them and they come with red flags, with baggage, but you somehow feel compelled and almost determined to be like, I see your soul deeply hidden in the darkness and I am on a quest to help it come out and make it shine again. You think that you're convinced that with your love you can achieve that.
That you're going to be the one to fix them.
And you don't even stop for a second to think along the way, what is that gonna bring onto you? Are you gonna be happy? What's the ultimate goal? Like, do you believe that you can fix that person and then together you can live forever happily after? Or do you think about all the things that you're gonna bring on yourself which are not going to make you happy? They might even hurt you. You can get miserable along the way. You can get super disappointed. You may even not succeed, and then what? You've wasted your time. You feel disappointed. You end up being with a person that maybe it's not the best partner for you to build a life with, but you completely ignored all of that just so basically to get out of your way to help this person get back on their feet. It's a very noble intention, but at the same time it is also a little bit selfish, because you're like, I can't do that. You know, you're almost like, who are you doing it to prove to yourself that you can do it because you're God, or because you're so noble that, you know, in such a pure heart that you want to help that person. Ultimately, it's not serving you, and it's not even fair to them, because chances are they will fall in love with you. On the other hand, you might not be in it for the love to begin with, but you're in it to help them, ignoring the effects that this adventure might have on you during the process. So, bottom line is, if you're in it to heal someone with your love, stop there. And
reevaluate why you're doing this.
Reevaluate why you're doing this. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with them. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting their time. Get out of it and just, you know, find the right person for you. Why do you have to get in a relationship with somebody who comes with baggage? Can't you just find a person who is not, you know, impregnated with issues from their childhood or something like that?
Unresolved.
Yeah, it's you know, this is on them. This is their work. They have to do the inner work. They have to do the homework, and you can't help them unless they admit they need the help, and then they do all the necessary things that would help them figure it out. It's not you. It's not you. Why do you put this on you?
It's interesting. There are so many reasons why you may do this, and the reasons are not important. Maybe you want to feel like a hero. Maybe you truly want to get somebody out of a rut. Maybe you believe that with your shaping and with your influence and with your love that they can become something. But we all know the truth. Nobody can save you. You have to save yourself.
Your own savior. Each person is their own savior. Nobody's gonna come down to save them. Nobody should. Nobody can't. Even if they want to, they can't. You have to do the work. You have to go in and repair those relationships, or decide that under no circumstances are you going to allow these past experiences affect your future decisions going forward, starting now. That's also an approach, rather than dragging it along and announcing left and right that you're a victim and you're dealing with a trauma and you're healing and it takes time and you're just stretching it and prolongating it. There are different approaches. But the bottom line is, don't get in a relationship with somebody who needs help just to help them. Get in a relationship with somebody who is already fine, like who is there, healthy and ready to deliver, to give the same way that you are.
Somebody who's done the work.
Yeah.
Maybe they did have something that they needed to repair. Maybe they did need to heal. And they took the time and they already did that. But if you're starting with that and you think that it's going to be your
it's going to go away.
It's going to go away at some point in the future.
It's going to go away. You don't even ask yourself, but is that person good for me ultimately, even with those things gone? Imagine they're gone. Is that the person you would have chosen if there were no issues in the beginning at all? Or did you choose that person just because they had those issues and you saw them, you saw their soul, and you're like, I gotta help them. They're ultimately a good person. They just need a little help. And you decided that you're the one who can take it up on themselves and do that for them. It's a big responsibility.
It's almost as if you're in love with the fantasy, because you're not in love with the reality, since you are already judging them in a way. And it's not your place, right? You see them in a way of being broken. And you know that maybe, you know it in the beginning. You feel it when you get into a relationship. And then you're gonna fix them. That's the wrong way to look at things. It's not your place to do that. It's someone else's place. It's their own place to do their own work.
The red flags are there not to be ignored. They're there for a reason. You should believe a person who they truly are the first time they show you. You can't just ignore that and make them who you want them to be in your mind, disregarding the reality. Right?
Also, people don't change, right? They can heal some of the wounds that they've picked up over the course of their lives, but they're not going to change into something. So that's also a dangerous part, because you have imagined something in your mind of a transformation that they can make in X amount of time. If this happens and if that happens, what if that never happens? What if that's not even what they want in the first place? You're self-sacrificing yourself. And then what's interesting is that in the beginning, you're doing it. You know why you're going in there. You have that objective. But if enough time passes, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you're going to forget all those truths, and because you would have already gotten so deep.
Yeah, you would start bringing.
You'll delude yourself.
You would delude yourself, because you would start giving yourself excuses and explanations as why you are in something, in this situation, why you're in it, because you're going to look for a coping mechanism. Coping mechanism. Some people would argue whether people change or not. But ultimately, if the essence of a person is their soul, your soul doesn't change. Your soul doesn't change. But there are souls which are tormented since the beginning, and it requires a lot of work to repair that.
And we're not saying that it can't be done. And we're not saying that people can't heal and they can't recover. That's their own personal journey. That's not a weight that you're supposed to be taking on when you get into a relationship.
Yeah, it's not your job.
Yeah, that's your job. When you get into a relationship, there's already so many things that you're going to be focusing on, your shared visions and your journeys and your, how do you want to live and where do you want to live and how do you want to raise your kids and how do you want to enjoy this experience? How do you want to operate in this world together with your union? And if you're coming in already with these other things that you have to work on from the past, and more often than not, the other person hasn't even come to that realization yet that they need to do the work. And so sometimes you're doing double the load. And then it's just like you're trying to make it work.
You can't help a person who doesn't want to admit they need help. Some people don't believe they need the help. Some people are in a complete denial because it's just more comfortable. Because doing the work is scary. And they're good the way they are, even though they are not good. You know what I mean? Yeah, so don't make the mistake to go into a relationship because you want to help somebody shine, ignoring how that will affect you and the basic fact that you probably won't be able to help them at the end of the day. You won't, unless they do it themselves. So yeah, that's what we wanted to underline today. There's so many people. I've done it myself. He's done it himself. Like, you know, at one point or another in your life, you are attracted to a person who has the baggage, who has the red flags, and we are human beings. We want to help. We have empathy. We have the desire to help. And when you are young, you also have this arrogance that you can do it. You got it. Like, leave it up to me, without even taking into account what path you're going down right now. For basically pure selfish reasons, because you believe you can do it. It's noble, but it's also, it's not wise. It's not wise. It's green. It's green.
I've learned in this life that you can't help somebody who doesn't want to help themselves. No matter how much you want it for them, if they don't want it for themselves, it's never going to happen. But it costs you. It costs you a lot. It costs you your time. It costs you yourself. You diminish yourself. You become almost less of yourself.
So save yourself the time. Save yourself the time. If you're in such a relationship, be honest, break up, go get out. And if you're not, just, make sure that you never get into one. Save yourself the time, energy. The other people who are waiting to be met by you.
Yeah, and going deeper certainly is not going to fix it. Well, if we just get married.
Yeah, if we just have a baby.
If we just have kids.
It's going to make us closer. Some people do that when they get married and they have one kid and things are not going well, and they decided if they had one more kid, it's going to be better. So I don't even know how that happens. It's crazy.
It's almost as if you're avoiding it at that point. And you're trying to fill it with more things to do, and you're running away from the actual conversation.
It's just the hope. It's just the hope that with the next step, things will be better. One more step and everything is going to fall into places. But it never does. It never does. Because it was bad to begin with.
Yeah, that's not where the work is in a relationship. It's not in fixing each other.
No, it needs to be effortless from the beginning. And then later on, it's just like maintenance. Like anything else needs maintenance, right? Your attention. But it should not be hard from the beginning. It should not be, we're trying to make it work. Like, you just met. You're 6 months in. What are you trying to make work? Why is it not working to begin with?
Yeah, because once you're in a relationship with somebody, all kinds of tragedy is going to hit. It's going to hit you, it's going to hit them. And that's where you can step in to bring them back to what they were. But you already know where you're getting them back to. Right?
Yeah.
They may lose themselves for a little bit because of something that happens while you're in a relationship together. Somebody passes away, or you have some other difficult situation in your life. That's where you are. That's where you can help them out. But not when you get into the relationship and it's just the hope that they're going to become something that you envisioned. Don't try to fix anybody. Can't do it.
Yeah. I concur.
think that's all we got.
That's all we got. You got this.
Till next time.
Next time.